Alright, so I just got to the shop. I changed into my my play clothes because I'm going to be getting filthy on this truck. But I'm in my shop. I'm going to show you guys the shop real quick. It's nothing fancy or anything. It's a work in progress. There's still a lot of electrical I have to do on my end. I also have to get a lift, but my paychecks are telling me to hold off on a lift just for now. I do have my truck in here. It's the only vehicle I have of mine that's in here right now. This is more... once I show you guys, I'll explain exactly why my truck is where it's at, why all my stuff is where it's at. So here it is. This is a shop. It's about, I think, 1,100 square feet or so. Don't quote me on it. We're probably not gonna paint. My boy's shop is right next door, his actual shop. This one he picked up, and he's asked me if I want to rent out the back side of it, so I said yeah, that's fine. So I have the whole back half, kind of has a front half. He really just put the cars here, and that's about it. But we're probably not gonna paint the walls or anything. Like I said, his shop is all painted, it's nice and whatnot, so we'll probably just leave all the walls how it is. Him and his father did make this loft. They actually chopped it down. I'll insert a picture of what the loft used to look like, and you can kind of get an idea of how much better it looks. It's a lot more solid now, and as you can see, I have my little corner here. I have the compressor that's actually his, but he's not really using it. He got a bigger one. So I have the compressor. It's a 120, so I have the outlet right there. I'm gonna pull that outlet out. I'll pull that outlet out. Whatever breakers those are tapped off of, I'm probably gonna run them for the lift. I am gonna put a couple lights up here. Nothing fancy, just maybe 2 of them down the center. I do want to get a big cabinet as well to keep all like my any oil and cleaning supplies, to keep all that shit in there. I got my engine hoist in the corner, so probably gonna move this rack. I want to move this rack kind of down. It's in an odd spot, just slap dab in the middle. That way it opens up, so we can, if this car is still here, we can move this car over as well, so it's not so much just angled in front of the driveway door. And a huge perk to this, I'll show you. Down the line, there's nobody, absolutely nobody. So he literally owns this one and the one next door, so we have the both corner lots, so nobody comes down here. But that's enough for the shop. It's like I said, it's nothing fancy. It gives me a spot to work out of instead of having to constantly swap cars in my garage and everything. Plus it fits the truck in here. That's why I wanted it, because eventually this truck is going to get a cab off restoration. There'll be minimal shop mods. I'm going to put some lights up on the above. They don't have much lighting in here, so I'm going to be doing that. I already fixed the electrical panel because it was a mess. Oh my god. If you guys do electrical work, you already know the shoddy work that you probably see throughout, you know, different buildings and facilities. So I corrected that. I fixed all of that. Random wiring all over here. I'm gonna be fixing all that, removing that, moving it down, and that way when I put the lift, I could just tap right off of that system and just run the cable to a box. But all that's boring. Right now, let's go over the truck, because the truck has a lot of stuff going on. First and foremost, I did get new wheels for this truck. The old wheels were they were just, you know, they weren't cutting it anymore. These are filthy right now because this truck has been sitting for like 4 months, but these are 22 by 12s. And they are 35 by 12.5 tires. Mine is 44 offset, so it does give a perfect stance in my opinion. Slight poke, which I want. I don't like the minus 76 where they come all the way out. I don't like that. I also upgraded the mirrors, which I do need to. I'm going to clean them up after this is all said and done, and then ceramic coat them because this plastic will fade in the California sun. I have all the parts for the truck here. More parts are on their way. A lot of couplings, new hoses, new degas bottle, this is a new AC condenser, new transcooler, which I already foobarred. New leaf springs. These are 4-inch leaf springs. More hoses, more 203 degree thermostat. Be putting these plenums on, coupling stuff for the water pump. You have the water pump over here with the rest of the lines and shit that I need to do. And if you come into here, you could see it is a mess. I have oil leaks from here I had oil leaks throughout. I think the drain line to the turbo is leaking, so I got to pull the whole turbo off, which sucks is because the kit sits this way instead of angled, so it's gonna be a little bit of pain. I'm waiting on my tool to remove these lines so I can put my high pressure lines in for the H-pop. I do have to pull the H-pop completely off. I want to reseal everything and put new gaskets and whatnot. Do have a new radiator on the way. I'm still up in the air whether or not I want to upgrade the intercooler for now. I may do it since everything is going to be out. But right now what we're doing is we are pulling the radiator out. I got to pull the two lines for the power steering, I think it is, at the bottom. I don't know why they run through the radiator. Once I pull those out, I can pull this straight up. I will be able to pull this out then and then get the fan off. There's a lot of oil and shit down here. There was random sensors just kind of just floating around that they had plugged in instead of putting a Fowler plug in, or a goof plug, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to degrease this whole thing. I may even fuck around and take the turbo off and powder coat that. This truck needed a massive overhaul. It was leaking. Everything's leaking. The axle seals are leaking in the front, so I got to replace those as well, which I have all of that stuff sitting over here. So a lot of it needed to be done. Intercooler pipes weren't even on. I literally just pulled the intercooler pipes off. They weren't even tight. The boots were like, they're the OEM ones, so they're very, very thin. They're not like a 5 or 6 ply silicone. The reason why I'm doing all this is not just because it needs it. I am making a very long journey across the country, so I need this truck to perform. I need this truck to be able to make it over there, so all of this stuff has to be fixed. Lots of money went into this, just buying all the gaskets and seals and stuff like that to try to correct it, upgrades and stuff like that, because if you're pulling it out, you might as well upgrade it. As you can see, look at all that. That's all leaking out, so I'm gonna be pulling the axles off, and not the actual housing, just pulling the axles out and resealing them. I have all brand new factory OEM seals. As you can see, all the fluid that's been dumped in there, so yeah, hopefully that'll correct that. That is why I'm replacing the radiator. That is disgusting. So I'm gonna get started real quick, pull the radiator out, pull the intercooler out. That should free up a lot of space up front, because it's just gonna be a big ass hole that I could just stick my hand in and try to get the clutch fan off, because that's such a pain in the dick. I don't know why they design clutch fans like that, but they do. This thing is a fucking bitch. Oh my god, that was a bitch to pull out. It may not look like it due to editing magic, but my goodness, that thing was a pain in the dick. Get my creeper out the way. As you can see, it opens up the entire front end. Oh man, it makes it so much easier to work. Believe it or not, these trucks are very easy to work on once you have all this shit out. Let's get this fan off, because I got to get this clutch fan off. And yeah, this is a pain in the dick because the water pump sits right here, and this is the hose I got to pull off and put all the other stuff on it. Once I pull everything off, I'm going to go ahead and clean all of this. So today's going to be a lot of cleaning. Okay, so I finally got the water pump off. I was trying to get the clutch fan off and I couldn't, because I don't have the tool for the nut and to hold the pulley in place, so I'm gonna have to do that another day. But for now, I can at least still put the water pump on. I just have to clean up the gasket surface. It looks like they have a sealer on there as well as a actual gasket, so actually no, they just have sealer on it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna bore you guys with any of this, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean all this up, degrease it as best I can. What I'm using for that is Super Clean. I've actually used this stuff in another video on my other channel, and this stuff works absolutely amazing. I've been using Grease Lightning and something else, I forgot what I use, but this stuff actually seems to work a lot better. Granted, you have to kind of scrub like heavier grease off and everything, so I'll show you guys, but huge shout out to Super Clean for sending this stuff out to me. They did reach out to me and ask me if, you know, I wanted to try their product. I said, yeah, you know what, I use degreaser a lot, so yeah, why not. So you guys saw the before. I'm not gonna go show you guys the whole process of how to use degreaser. Spray the shit on, let it sit for a little bit, and then rinse it off. All right, so quick little update. As you can see, I have a bunch of paper towels under here, but it's getting a lot cleaner. It's not as clean as it should be. For some odd reason, it doesn't get clean over here, but this part's pretty hard to clean because of all the angles and everything, and the scraper doesn't really scrape and everything. So I'm also getting the front case pretty clean. We're gonna go ahead and probably just clean up the rest of this, clean up the top part and clean up the H-pop, put the H-pop back in because I can. Probably clean this up a little bit, clean this one up a little bit with the pulleys and whatnot. Gotta clean in here. It's gonna be hard to see because I have really shitty lighting, but I got the other plenum on. I'm gonna clean all this up. I have the seal kit. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna clean all this up and whatnot. I can now because all that debris will just fall into there. Yeah, I'm gonna continue cleaning, but I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. And this stuff is probably the best degreaser I've ever used. It takes a while for me to actually clean it off because this stuff is pretty heavily caked on, so power washer would be better, but I don't have a power washer right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video right here. Sorry I didn't really get much to going today. I don't know, it's just one of those things where there's much going on with me. I was just trying to update you guys on this. Actually, you know what? No, we're not gonna end this video here. When we get home, I'm gonna show you what I have for the EVO, because this stuff has been collecting dust and being collected for the EVO build. All right, so I just got back home. I'm gonna go over real quick before I end this video. I want to go over what's going on with the EVO, because the EVO is kind of on a standstill right now. The EVO is still getting finalized as far as paint goes. I'll put out a couple pictures of how it looks currently, but I know they're laying paint down real soon on the body. The other panel, the whole front clip is not being painted because I have to replace the fenders. The hood is trashed. And I don't want the nose chop on the front bumper, so I'm looking for a OEM front bumper with the nose still on it. I do want to run a carbon fiber trunk for the time being, wingless, so I'm not stressing it. Plus the fact I can't even drive the car. The car's not registered, and as you know, California laws keep changing, and if you have any sort of tune or anything in the ECU, forget about it. It's never going to pass. So that's the problem that I've been having with the car as well, mechanically, that it doesn't pass smog, so I can't even register the car. Also can't register in New York because it is a salvage title, unfortunately. So what that means is they have to do an inspection on the car. So I would have to ship the car across the country, have them do the inspection, register the car, then ship it back all the way across. So I'm just like, you know what, I'd rather not do that. If I could get a hot smog on it, I'll do the hot smog for now. Let me show you what I do have for the EVO right now, and I will be starting a build on this car as well. I'm just gonna go through this shit real quick. Pull my stunt bike parts out of the way. Batteries running low on this, so let me go through this real quick. This is the Kigley Racing HLA that I have. These are the springs and retainers. Is it the, what's that little removal thing? I forgot what it's called. Bouncer Shaft Elite, that's what it is. Got a deal on some SuperTech valves. They're nitrated, so I definitely picked these up. They were on sale, and the guy that got me all of these parts, he saved me so much money. He works over at Graveyard Performance, so I go to him for all of my parts. And when people were saying that they couldn't find any of this stuff, it's sitting in front of me. I had this stuff when I was deployed still. But moving on, I do have an OEM water pump, oil pump. There's something else in here too. I think I shoved it in there. I forgot what it was. Wiseco's, they're 9.5 to 1. They do have the upgraded wrist pins as well. ARP main studs and L19 head studs in here. 625s were still on back order. I think they still are on back order everywhere. The L19s were in stock, so I did definitely pick those up right away. And then I have Manly I-beam rods. I was gonna get H-beams and he talked me into doing I-beams, so here we are, taking more of my monies. And my garage is an absolute mess right now. Oh, also I have a Sheepy front mount intercooler. Picked this up pretty cheap, and the main reason being I didn't want to spend a lot. ETS doesn't ship to California, amongst other shops. They don't ship to California. California is a fucking communist state, but that's why it was cheap, because it is dented right there. I told him I'm not stressing it too much. It is a 3.5-inch core. Wasn't stressing it too much because of the main fact that it'll just be temporary. Temporary as in like probably like a few months. So that's where we kind of stand with that right now. I have a lot going on with all the vehicles. The Supra's almost done. That's taking all my money from me. I'm all over the place between the truck, the Evo, the Supra. I'm trying to finish up my other stunt bike that I'm building. So there's a lot of projects going on in this house. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Right now we're kind of in a boring phase with no cars or anything fun, so it's just kind of just maintenance on the truck. All right, enough talking. I need all of you guys to stay hungry, stay humble, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.
I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion.